Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers time. This is your team, Ryan? I'm just kidding. Jokes. Jokes. Okay. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go with our favorite move first. Let's start with you, Ryan. Do you have a favorite move that the Steelers made?
Well, Travis mentioned it earlier. I do like them bringing in Patrick Queen, adding that speed element on defense. I think that's going to be important to mix with the pass rush. And I always liked him on Baltimore. He has since really talked a lot of smack about Baltimore, but apparently he likes it in Pittsburgh. So I expect him to have a good season.
Yeah, that was a good pickup. What about you, Travis?
So I know you guys are going to put this as your least favorite, but I actually like the Russell Wilson and Fields move. What I'm predicting is going to happen is they're going to start Wilson for the year, get rid of him, and then Fields is just going to sit, and then he'll be their quarterback for the future,
Okay.
which he should have done when he was in Chicago instead of starting to play right away. So that's my prediction.
Well, I will tell you what, you are wrong, my man. My favorite move is flyer on Fields and Russell Wilson for $3 million a year. That's pretty good. Like you didn't spend a whole lot of money. They're both flyers. Wilson, there is an upside to him. Like, we can't deny it. Like he was there. There's an upside. I don't know if he'll reach it, but even if they start Fields is going to do more than either one of their quarterbacks did last year with his legs. Like he's just electric with the way he runs. He buys time. He can throw the ball deep. He has a big arm. So he is not going to be worse than the quarterbacks they had last year. So I actually like those kind of flyer moves that they made for that quarterback position. Obviously Queen was the obvious one, but so I went outside the box and I surprised you, Travis.
Hey, can I
Yeah.
mention one more, Ryan, too?
Yeah, go
Even
ahead.
I hate this move for the rest of the division. Them getting rid of Matt Canada. I wish he had been their play caller for the next 20 years because
Oh,
we could go in and be a better OC than that guy. So I don't know how good Arthur Smith's gonna
he's
be,
good.
but
Yeah.
you're gonna improve from anything from Matt Canada, I think.
Yeah, and Arthur Smith has shown that he can be a good offensive coordinator, not a head coach, but offensive coordinator. So I think that was also a good move that they made. So thanks for bringing that up. I forgot to write that down. Okay, least favorite move. Let's start with you on this one, Travis. Was your least favorite move that they made?
I don't have anything for them really. Maybe
Okay.
that they haven't taken Ben Roethlisberger out of their Hall of Fame or something like that.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Ryan? You have one?
I would have liked to see them go after Ayuk. There was talks there to get a wide receiver. I think Herbig's been a guy I really like for them off the edge. Maybe they could have got rid of Highsmith or somebody and some picks and brought in Ayuk. But they don't have any weapons outside of Pickens really on the outside. So I would have liked to seen a second receiver.
Yeah, agreed. And that's why my least favorite move was them trading Deontay Johnson. That to me wasn't you gotta have some good pass catchers. Deontay Johnson is a solid pass catcher. Again, he has came close the last couple of years. I think one year he went over 1,000 yards. The last 2 years he was close to getting over 1,000, like 200 yards away. But he didn't play all the games for one, and for number two, look who was throwing him the football. Like there wasn't a lot of talent. And then you just talked about the offensive coordinator. So I like Deontay Johnson. So I didn't like the fact that they traded him because they didn't really have anyone in line to replace him. So they kind of put themselves a little bit of a handicap there on the wide receiver position for no reason, in my opinion. Okay. Anything else, guys? For least favorite? You want to throw more shade at Ben Roethlisberger, Travis?
Nope.
Okay.
Whenever
Okay.
he can, he does.
Okay. Biggest red flag for you, Travis, for the biggest red flag. Green flag. I'm sorry, for the Steelers. Biggest green flag for the Steelers.
I put their defense as a
Yeah.
green flag that they'll still be really good.
Yeah, I had that down too. What do you got for us, Ryan?
Yeah, man, TJ Watt every year just seems to get better and better. And then you add Queen and like I said, Herbig's a guy on the come up. Joey Porter's a cornerback I really like, a young player. Um, so they got their defense is really just stout. And can I just add one thing because Steelers fans like to think they own Lamar Jackson. Um, because I go on their fan site and I read their comments, but let's just say the Steelers have a really good defense in general, so that's why they do well against Lamar Jackson. It's not because he sucks like Steelers fans think.
Take it,
Yeah,
Steelers
mic
fans.
drop. Yeah, they
You
do
heard
have
it.
they have one of the best defense in the league. So when you stop a good quarterback, it's because your defense is good. It's more a statement about your defense versus maybe the statement about the quarterback. That's a good point, Ryan. Um, I put another green flag is they do have they have the third place schedule, right? Or fourth. I can't remember. The third place schedule. So never mind. Scratch that. I put fourth place schedule. That's not true. That's not a green flag, guys. They have the third place schedule. So that's not a green flag. So we pretend I didn't even say anything. Let's go to our biggest red flags. What do you got for us, Ryan? What's your biggest red flag?
I don't love their weapons, and then their offensive line to me isn't great either. So I like Harris and Jalen Warren. Warren's a bowling ball, but I just don't see their line holding up well. Wilson gets sacked a million times anyways. He holds on to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then with their line, um, Pickett would get rid of the ball quick, but it was so conservative that it didn't really do much. So I wonder about their pass protection and then opening lanes for the running game.
Yeah, that's been a problem for the last handful of years with the Steelers. Their offensive line, they just can't get it together. Travis, you got one?
Yeah, their wide receiver weapons besides Pickens, who are they throwing to? But you heard it here first. 33-year-old Cordero Patterson will get moved to wide receiver by the end of the year.
Nice.
Good call. Yeah, that's great prediction. I didn't even know he was there. Let's go. Okay, that's a possibility. I have the biggest red flag is the I just put the offense because like last year the offense let the Steelers defense down, and I think that could happen this year. You mentioned their offensive line. Travis mentioned their weapons. I'm not a big fan. Like Najee Harris is a solid running back, but he's not as good as what they thought he was going to be. So even their run game is limited also because of their offensive line. And then their offensive line is also going to be a part of the reason why their quarterback play could be bad. But this is why if I'm the Steelers, I actually start Justin Fields is because he can run. He can buy time. He's more athletic. He can get outside the pocket. He will make more plays offensively to me than Russell Wilson will. So with that in mind, I just want to ask you guys, who would you start right now if you were the Steelers, Fields or Wilson?
I like your logic, Ryan. My only counterpoint to that is they literally made the playoffs last year not turning the ball over
Sure.
with Pickett and Rudolph. And then they gave the Bills a game in the playoffs. Fields turns the ball over. That's the only thing. I like his playmaking, but when you compare him to Wilson, he's going to double the amount of turnovers in a season that Wilson's going to do between picks and fumbles because Fields is like an all-time fumbler.
Yeah, he only had 3 last year, but he had 9 the year before. Yeah.
He had three in a preseason game this year already. Fields.
Good point. Good point, Ryan. What about you, Travis? Who would you start?
I just think, from what I've seen in the NFL, I just think the logic for new quarterbacks coming into the league, besides Herbert, is you sit a year or two before you jump into the NFL. So I think Fields, even though he's been in the NFL for a while, you just sit him this year and let Russell Wilson do his thing, and maybe Fields can build some confidence then sitting on the bench and learning.
Well, I think CJ Stroud is online too for you. He wants to bring up some points that he was a rookie last year, was he not?
Besides those two, okay? Those
Okay.
are the only two exceptions. Right?
Okay, 2 exceptions. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so you would start Wilson. Okay, that's fair. Okay. Let's do fantasy football. Go to who's your go-to, Travis, on this team?
Either running back is fine in my opinion.
Okay. You're okay. What about you, Ryan?
Man, I guess it'd have to be Pickens. Just and thing with Wilson too is the deep balls in that. Pickens is a guy that could go up and get some of those because the once every 4 games Pickett would try it to Pickens, he'd catch every one, like a back shoulder or a go route or whatever. So maybe he can benefit from that. Fields, if he is starting rush yards, he would be a great fantasy pickup if he's starting just for the rushing aspect.
Yeah, I'm with exactly. That's a good one. But I was with you on Pickens as well. I think just some receivers, it doesn't matter who their quarterback is, and they'll make great plays. Pickens is one of those guys, so I'm with you on that. Okay, let's predict the Steelers season. Ryan, what do you got the Steelers going?
I kind of like them around the same range as the Browns, but maybe a game better. So I'm going to go 10-7. I think just Tomlin never goes below 500, so you could probably bet on 9-8. But I think their schedule is a little easier. I did take a look at it, Ryan. Like it's third place schedule, but it does have some softer spots in it. So
I take it back. That was another green flag. Softer schedule.
so I think depending on if Wilson can be at least manageable, compared to the last couple of years, he could be a little bit better than Pickett. I think 10-7 is reasonable.
Okay. I like that. Travis, what do you have?
Will this be the year that Tomlin finally doesn't go above 500? The answer is no. I have 10-7 as well.
Okay. I put 9-8. So I have the Brown for Ryan. I have the opposite of the Brown Steelers. I have the opposite of what you have. So I have 10-7, 9-8. You have 9-8, 10-7. So I went 9-8 for the Steelers. Okay. Real quick, if they don't make the playoffs, is it Mike Tomlin's last year as the coach for the Steelers? Travis says no. What do you think, Ryan?
No.
Okay.
I think he's there as long as he wants to be.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's go to the Ravens. Ryan, so I'm throwing... Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.